They keep telling you. Owning a home is the American dream. That's what they tell you. The dream. You buy a house, you finally own something, you plant a little flag on the dirt, put a white picket fence around it, and boom, you're a success. But here's the punchline. You don't own a goddamn thing. You think you do, but try missing a couple of payments and see how fast the people who really own it show up with papers and badges to remind you it was never yours to begin with. That's the game. They let you think you're a big-shot landowner when you're really just paying rent to the bank, the government, and every other parasite who attach themselves to your little piece of the dream. You ever stop and think about that? You work 40 years, save every nickel, sacrifice vacations, buy used cars, and finally scrape enough together for a down payment on this magical dream property. And you sign a stack of papers so thick it could choke an elephant, half of which you'll never read. The other half you couldn't understand if you tried. And when the ink dries, you're smiling like you just got knighted by the Queen, because someone told you, "Congratulations, you're a homeowner." Bullshit, you're not a homeowner. You're a tenant with a long-term payment plan. You don't own the house owns you. And the land. Forget it, you think you own that patch of dirt your house is sitting on. Try skipping property taxes for a year, just 1 year. Suddenly, men with guns and clipboards will be explaining to you how your family investment is being auctioned off to the highest bidder on Tuesday. That's right, the government is basically your landlord in a suit. Every year you gotta pay them protection money to keep living in the place you already have bought. And if you don't pay, well, they're very efficient at reminding you whose dirt it really is. Ownership. You're renting from the king, folks. They just don't call him a king anymore. They upgraded the title to a county tax assessor. Makes it sound democratic. And then there's the bank. Oh, the bank, the friendly little institution that helps you achieve your dream. What a joke. They hand you money they don't even have, charge you interest for the privilege, and call it a loan. You're basically shackled to them for 3 decades. 30 years. That's a life sentence in financial prison. If you're lucky, by the time you're done paying it off, you're old, wrinkled, and too arthritic to climb the stairs in your own house. Then you die. And guess what? They sell the house again to the next sucker. It's like a carnival game where nobody ever wins except the guy who owns the booth. Let's talk about the illusion of control. You think it's your castle, right? Your fortress, your rules. Wrong. You can't even put up a fence without asking permission from the zoning board. Can't paint your door purple if some homeowners association gets twitchy about our community standards. Some people even have to get approval to plant a tree. Imagine that you need permission to stick something in the ground on your own land. That's not ownership. That's babysitting for the state. And the way they sell it to you is genius. They tell you, I buy a home, it's an investment. Investment. The only investment where you pay and pay and pay, and then when it's time to sell, half the money goes to real estate agents, inspectors, appraisers, lawyers, and anybody else who figured out how to stick their hand in your closing costs. By the time you're done, you're lucky if you walk away with enough for a sandwich and a used lawnmower. But, hey, you're an owner. That's the lie they feed you, so you keep smiling while they pick your pockets. And don't even get me started on insurance. Oh, you thought you were safe because you owned it? Not so fast. You gotta pay insurance companies every year, just in case your dream catches fire, floats away in a flood, or some drunk neighbor backs his truck through your living room wall. And if disaster actually strikes, what happens? They send some guy with a clipboard to tell you, well, technically we don't cover that kind of disaster. Sorry, you're screwed. Thanks for the premiums, though. Enjoy your ashes. It's all a big scam wrapped in a bow, cultural hypnosis. They drill it into your head from birth to buy a home. Own your land. That's success. But all it really means is you're on the hook to keep feeding the machine. Banks, governments, associations, insurance companies, utility companies, everybody gets their cut before you even finish breakfast. And you're standing there in the kitchen thinking, this is mine. I own this. Sure you do. Just don't forget to pay every single one of those people on time every year forever, or they'll remind you real quick who actually runs the show. And here's the kicker. You're not even allowed to just live on land without playing their game. Try it. Try pitching a tent on our land and saying, I live here now, no house, no mortgage, no bills. I'd still call it illegal camping and toss you out. So apparently you can buy land, but you can't just use it the way you want. You gotta build something on it, pay for permits, follow codes, keep it up to standards. That's not ownership. That's not ownership. That's leasing with extra paperwork, and all the while people keep parroting this nonsense like it's gospel. Oh, I own a home. No, you own a glorified receipt, and even that's conditional. The government owns the land, the bank owns the house until you're nearly dead, and the insurance company owns your peace of mind. What's left for you? A pile of debt, a stack of bills, and a lawn you gotta mow every goddamn week. Congratulations, you're living the dream. So next time someone brags about owning their home, just remember, what they really own is a 30-year agreement to keep feeding the system. The dream they sold you? It's not freedom. It's a mortgage-shaped leash around your neck, and you're supposed to smile while they drag you around the yard. Because the truth is, you don't own the land, you don't own the house, and you sure as hell don't own the dream. The dream owns you. You ever notice how they keep telling you that real estate is valuable? Like it's some sacred treasure? They make it sound like every square inch of dirt in the country is a piece of gold dipped in chocolate, wrapped in diamonds, guarded by angels. This land is worth so much. Oh, it's dirt. It's the same dirt it was last year. The same dirt it was 50 years ago. The same dirt it'll be 1,000 years from now. Dirt doesn't appreciate. Dirt doesn't suddenly get smarter. Dirt doesn't start a side hustle. Dirt doesn't join a gym and come back with six-pack abs. Dirt just sits there. No, just sits there. But every year, some guy in a suit waves a clipboard and says, "This dirt is now worth double." And everybody nods like he just discovered fire. And that's the scam, isn't it? They convince you that dirt has a personality. One year it's a regular dirt, the next year it's a prime dirt. Like it got a promotion. You're paying extra for the privilege of standing on the exact same patch of earth, but now it comes with an attitude. Ooh, you didn't know? This is luxury dirt. It's near Starbucks. That means it's special. Starbucks shows up, suddenly the dirt went to Harvard. Your mortgage just got a PhD in bullshit. And the language they use is genius. They don't say a dirt went up. They say the market appreciates. Appreciate. Who's appreciating? I don't see the dirt sending thank you notes. Dear buyer, thank you for recognizing my newfound value. Sign the backyard. Appreciate means somebody made up a number and everyone agreed to pretend it's real. It's like a group hallucination. Everybody takes the same drug, stares at the same dirt, and goes, yeah, that looks more expensive. That's not economics. That's improv theater. And you'll notice the dirt never improves. The dirt doesn't get safer. The dirt doesn't get more fertile. If anything, half the time the neighborhood gets worse. Crime goes up, schools go down, traffic's a nightmare. But the price still goes up.